Welcome back to the weekly recap. I'm Matt Wacker. The Maneuver Support Center of Excellence held a demonstration of advanced technologies on April 11th in combination with a 2-week experiment taking place on Fort Leonard Wood. Members of the media were invited to view 3 tech products in development, including a full-scale 3D concrete printer and a pair of sophisticated drones. Leanne Mentink talked with experts and soldiers who are honing these technologies for near-future military uses.
One of the things the Army has learned by doing events like this is we're able to put the technology in the hands of the soldiers earlier, learn from that, and then cut the development time generally by about 40%, so that we can get things into their hands and get them fielded much faster and much more economically than using the traditional methods.
What you're going to see here is a demonstration of one of 4 prototypes at our laboratory. Basically, it's 3D concrete printing.
The same things that apply on a small scale 3D printer apply here. We're trying to figure out how and why this should incorporate into Department of Defense operations.
This machine breaks down and you transport it with you.
That's correct. So we broke it down and actually fit on one palletized load system, which is just a big pickup truck. And then we actually set it up in only 2.5 hours, and we're ready to print within another 2 hours. If we respond to a humanitarian aid or disaster relief mission, such as Haiti or Puerto Rico, we're able to provide walls. We're able to provide structures on-site and on-demand using locally procured materials. We intend to pull personnel, soldiers, and individuals out of the dangerous environment that is a construction site and have them doing more important things, handing out water, distributing food in those humanitarian aid and disaster relief missions. We're hoping to transition this to a Department of Defense capability where we can deploy with it and employ it, and then also share this what we learn with industry, because this could have huge implications for the civilian construction sector. We can increase precision and speed and really open up the envelope of what's able to be designed. So now a low-cost home is not going to be a small square thing that everybody has. You can have a curved wall that looks very artistic and that costs the same amount of money, same amount of time than a straight wall. The 500 square foot building or structure, it could be a home if you actually wanted it to be. It took 20 hours to print. So we have printed structures, and we've proven that on a small scale we can make it work. So now we want to scale up. So we're going to go bigger, we're going to go faster, and we're going to go stronger with this concrete.
This is a great opportunity for us to take a look at these technologies that maybe aren't quite ready for fielding today, but we get the input from the soldiers.
So the bigger thing is the vertical takeoff and landing quadcopter. We call it Deep Purple, designed to carry a payload and fly it to where you need it. But the key with that is now we have something that can carry a payload. This one is designed similar capabilities to that with chemical detection, identification, and also a collection system. So now you can place this on your quadcopter or your ground vehicle, take it out there to where there might be a potential hazard, and see, is there the hazard? What is the hazard? Take a sample, bring it back, and send it to the lab for analysis. Key with this is an autonomous system. The LiDAR system will scan out there, and there's an event, there's a cloud, there's something happened. It can autonomously cue this to take off and intercept that. So now you're putting your sensor in your unknown area.
If we have a contaminated environment, how do we get our commanders, our soldiers, the best information the quickest way possible? And so one of the ways we do that is presenting the information on screens like this. We're leveraging Deep Purple, we're leveraging some of the radar and the LiDAR systems. We can take force protection assets like sensors and cameras. We take everything that's already on the battle space. The idea being that we can actually map the contamination area so that when soldiers are on their mission, they'll actually know where it's contaminated. So then they can start making decisions. Do we want to protect ourselves and go through that area, or do we actually just want to avoid that area?
This system doesn't have any autonomy like the first system that you saw. They've got a controller there, and it's got a series of sensors and cameras on it that they look through and see that on their screen, and they control it with the joysticks and so on on the controller itself.
The two of them can carry it anywhere they need to take it. So it doesn't have quite the same capability. It's not integrated with the queuing system up there. It's lighter and smaller and just man portable, less overhead. we timed it yesterday from the time they walk in, take their backpacks off, assemble it, fly the mission out there, come back, reassemble or disassemble it, and pack it up and leave. It's about 11 minutes.
More news from the fort as the U.S. Department of Defense recently announced that Brigadier General Donna Martin will become the next commanding general at Fort Leonard Wood and the U.S. Army Maneuver Support Center of Excellence. Senator Claire McCaskill released the following statement: Fort Leonard Wood plays a critical role in our national defense, and that leadership begins on base and in the surrounding community. I'm excited to welcome Brigadier General Martin to her new command, and am grateful for the stewardship and leadership Major General Savre has given us over the years. A date for the change of command ceremony has yet to be determined, but our congratulations go out to this inspiring leader. Missouri S&T's athletics department unveiled what they're calling a refreshed visual identity on April 11th during a ceremony held in the atrium of the Havener Center. Leanne spoke with athletics director Mark Mullen to find out more.
Why the change?
Well, I think, we saw a lot of challenges through the years in terms of using the marks that we had in terms of consistency. A lot of things that we needed, uniforms, apparel, other things, we didn't have a real portfolio. We had one main mark, and then we tried to almost manufacture things through, and you know how that goes. It becomes very inconsistent and really doesn't hold to what you want the brand to be. So we took a lot of time, really, in terms of talking with student athletes and coaches and staff and others to see what they thought the brand should represent. And certainly what we wanted to do was build a brand that represented strength, determination, that we feel like minor athletics has. And we feel like through the process of talking with them, and then Rickleball Graphics did a great job of bringing stuff back to us, letting us evaluate it, and then send it back and say, we like this, we don't like that. And we came to a really good conclusion. I think that everybody, all the groups that we talked to and the focus groups and everything, were all pretty consistent with what they felt about the brand. And I think we've come up with not only our main logo, but we've really got a portfolio to use in a lot of different ways, which will help us with our uniforms, with apparel, all the things we do.
In what specific ways does this new mark more accurately represent the athletic department at Missouri S&T?
Well, I think one of the things it does, it's constructed in a way that's easier to print and better to do. But as far as how it represents us, I think it's a little stronger mark and a more athletic mark in terms of, if you look at the font and you look at the old mark was more of a traditional, formal, academic type of font that you see other places and such. And this is a unique font to us, and it's an athletic looking font. And I think with the construction, we changed the pickaxe slightly to make it look a little stronger as well. So as I said, two of the words that came out really strongly when we went through the groups was miners are determined, focused, and strong, and those types of things we feel like this mark more represents than the old mark. One of the first things that we'll be putting it on as far as facilities will be the new gym floor. We've got a renovation to the gym happening this summer, and we'll have the main mark right on the middle of the gym floor. And
Matt, you heard it here. Back to you.
Rolla's recent municipal election brings 5 new faces to the city council. Beginning Monday, you'll see new reps from wards 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. A total of 6 seats were up for grabs in this year's election, with 2 incumbents choosing not to run. City Admin John Butts and Mayor Lou Magnitz credit this turnover to positive civic engagement. You can see those new members get sworn in live on Rolla Channel 16 at 6:30 on April 16th. A capacity crowd gathered at Heritage Baptist Church of Lebanon for Link Union's final concert on March 31st. This gospel bluegrass musical group will be stepping aside to make way for the Dawson Hollow Band, which will feature the Link family children. Luke Keene has more.
We are with Link Union. We are here having our finale concert tonight. Link Union is retiring. having 2 bands was too much, so Link Union is retiring. Mom and Dad are kind of coming off the road, coming off the stage, and just things are shifting around and taking a whole new direction.
2,794 concerts.
So from the Keys of Florida to Alaska, across Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
Yes. When the kids first started taking their lessons, I wanted a place for them to perform what they were practicing. So for the first year and a half, we went to many, many nursing homes here in Lebanon and performed, and that's where the kids first started, here in Lebanon.
Yep. New band is called Dawson Hollow. It is the Link family's kids, my 4 brothers and I, and it's all original music, stuff that we've written ourselves, and it's a dynamic show and a lot of fun. Dawson Hollow is going to be right here in Lebanon on April 20th. We're doing a community concert. It's going to be outside. It's sponsored by the Lutheran Church, kind of next door to them. And so April 20th at 7 p.m. Come on out.
Check it out.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can find us online. Our website's dawsonhollow.com. Or on all the social medias, find Dawson Hollow on Facebook, Instagram, all
YouTube.
the things. Yeah.
Before I go, here's some news for you to shake your head at. An arrest warrant was issued on April 6th for a Rolla man who allegedly hid heroin in his crotch. Officers with the South Central Drug Task Force searched the home of 53-year-old Job Scott Jr. and found 2 grams of heroin split into 8 separate baggies tucked inside his pants around the crotch area. Scott was charged with a felony and bond was set at $50,000. Oh, but it doesn't stop there, as 33-year-old Amanda Spencer of Howell County was charged for smuggling a, quote, weighable amount of heroin into jail by hiding it in her vagina. Officers executed a home search warrant on April 2nd where illegal stimulants were found in a bedroom where Spencer sleeps. She was arrested and subjected to a cavity search by a female jailer at the sheriff's department where a pill fob canister containing heroin fell to the floor. Spencer was released on bail of $10,000. That's all for now. I'm Matt Wacker. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. The Weekly Recap is brought to you by Bryce Chopper, Cooking from Scratch, the UPS store of Rolla, Bayard Dodge in West Plains, and the Ozarks Medical Center.